Hey guys, Fluffy here, and this is my Fade guide for 2022 for all the maps. So my favorite retake haunt for a site is to stand in this corner, and where this line is, you want to put the bar between your second and third ability, the little dash. And all you want to do is bring out your haunt, jump, and left click. It's a really good scan because it lands on top of this pyramid, which clears the whole close of pyramid because of the height difference over here. It'll also look into cave a bit and see into bricks and even people who are hiding here. The only thing it won't really cover is back bricks, like super tight corners, and anything that's past around 30 meters. As a defender, if you have cleared halls already, you just stand here at the edge of this metal sheet. All you have to do is look at the left of this orange line, jump and left click with your haunt, and you can peek out with this. This haunt will land on top of yellow. It'll scan the whole yellow, anyone who's close except for this tight angle, as well as anyone looking into mid and at least the immediate angles that you're gonna face when you peek out from here. The only thing you have to watch is also this angle, so there might be someone still here. So on A side for attack, a very simple thing you can do with your Seize is to left click off this wall, actually W key in. This will deafen any of the defenders here, meaning that if you rush as more than one person, they're not actually sure how many because they can't hear the footsteps. They also take the decay and can't fall back into pyramid. That way you can take them out easily. So after you clear that corner, a very simple thing to do, especially if you have a Viper wall, is to just aim anywhere backside, preferably around this billboard thing. Press W and left click. The reason why you want it on this side is that the height is tall enough to see people who might be behind yellow, but generally speaking, it's to take most backside information as well as stairs. So for mid control on Breeze as Fade, you want to stand at the corner of this wall, make sure that this is clear. You aim to the left of this pipe. All you do is jump and left click, and this haunt will scan anyone who might be an elbow except for behind this tall box. It'll stop the people from jiggling mid until it's destroyed, and up until 30 meters, so around here, it'll scan anyone who might be pushing out of mid doors. It will not get this person though, so you have to be wary of this, so make sure you have a teammate holding this angle. So one of Fade's unique mechanics is that you can reactivate her abilities to make it drop earlier. You can also see this green triangle where the ability goes to see which height it's actually going to be landing in. So if you're defending here on middle and you want to get some information mid as a defender, just aim on top of this box around where this grass ends. You want to press W and left click, and the moment that you see your triangle go up, you want to reactivate the ability.
Where are you?
So the nice thing about this haunt is it scans everything here in elbow, especially the close box, but it'll also scan deep into mid as well as the entire top of mid, so you don't have to peek out of it. It's also thick enough that it'll actually scan up until here. So using that same unique mechanic, you can aim on top of this double box and left click, and the moment you see the green triangle go up, you just reactivate the ability. This scan is very good because it clears the close of half wall, especially when you're retaking the site. It'll also clear up until here and around this area. It won't fully scan because of the AoE range, but it'll get the immediate corners that you need to take when you're taking fights. So you can do the same thing here when you push up. In case your teammate can help you get to this position, all you do is throw it on top of this pillar, and the moment you see the green arrow move up, you just reactivate the ability. You can even make it land a bit closer over here, and ideally you're going to be able to scan the backside as well as up until this pillar. So on Attacking Breeze, you can use the same concept of reactivating your ability by throwing it right here and just reactivate the ability the moment it hits the corner. So by reactivating it, you will clear your close corners and most of the important angles on site. It won't reach like the far places just because of the range of the ability. Similar to like Arena Flash, there's a maximum range, or even Sova Dart for the scan. I believe it's 30 meters. So anything up until cave, and you can also bounce your Seize off this corner. And it's very important to bounce it off this corner because you want the circle to end over here. That way this person can't really fall back. Maybe at its maximum he can hold up until here, but it's very hard for this person to run away, especially with the no audio from the deafen and the decay. So one major difference when you pick Fade versus Sova is that for Sova, the scan has to be in a prime position in order to keep getting good scans. But you don't necessarily have to do that with Fade's haunt. There's a lot of cases where, even though this is a lineup video, I think it's also very effective to activate it early or drop it close, just so that when it does get that one important scan, even if it does get destroyed, it will have the trail effect start from where it spawns. So it'll spawn right here if I threw it there, meaning that the Prowlers can actually follow up and your teammates will have more help when you enter the site. So guys, the God Haunt for a site is to stand in this corner and to put the bar between your first and second ability right here. So you want to put it just like that and move it slightly to the left, jump and left click. This is the best one. It lands on the top of this cannon and it'll scan anything in this radius except for this pocket corner because of the range. But it'll get everything else. It gets close gen, front sight, except for hell. But it will also get people who are rotating from ramp as well as people in garden, and you can actually scan people through these trees. If you want to do a quicker version, instead of jumping up there, you can stand in this corner, and all you do is you aim on this circular piece of tile, jump and left click. It's not as good as the first lineup, but it does still have the same effect where it'll get most of sight. The benefit of this lineup though is it actually scans the whole tree as well as the whole front side, so the immediate angles for your duelists are already covered. They just have to make sure that back gen is clear. From the same position as the scan, you can also bring out your Prowler and cast it here. This one would clear this corner for your team as you're rushing in, and in combination with that, from the same spot, you just aim at this left window and just throw the left click, and this will land on the left side of Shroud. And because it's on the corner, anyone who's playing on top or below will get tethered to this, and that can activate also when the Prowler comes in. So when doing an ace split and you want to get control of tree, or if you want to enter the site, all you have to do is stand beside this bicycle, bring out your Seize, look at this brick, jump and throw. So this will deafen anyone who's holding tree, meaning when you rush, they won't know how many people there are. Also, they are tethered here, so they can't actually fall back into garden. So when you're attacking, and the defenders always play this position, peeking your teammate here on mid link, something that you can do to help them out from A main is to stand right in this corner, and you want to aim at this corner of the machine. You want to jump and left click, and the moment that you see the arrow drop down, you just reactivate the ability. What this does is it drops here, sometimes here, and it gives it enough space, which is why you have to reactivate it early, so that they cannot back off and they can easily get pre-fired from this corner, or they're forced to run to the left. So if you're holding tree and you want to help out your teammates get some info on mid, you stand on top of this grate right here, you aim to the right side of this dark brick, jump and left click. This will land in the corner of the building, and it'll get everything except for the most back part of mid tiles, but it'll get the good scan of everything in middle, just like a Sova Dart. A good retake scan for a site ASCENT with Fade is to aim above this post when you're in the middle of it and just walk and throw. The nice thing about this scan is it's so high, it'll scan the whole tree, parts of garden, most of a site. You can move it slightly to the left so that you can get switched, but generally speaking, it's a good retake scan. Another thing you can do is when you're here behind dices, you aim right here where the bricks start to fade, and you can jump left click, similar to my KO Flash guide, and this will land in wine and get the entirety of wine with a decay. So in combination with maybe a teammate's grenade or molly, you can take out the player in wine without having to peek them. So my lineup for B attack with your haunt is to stand on this piece of wood. You want to aim to the left of this dark spot on the building, press W and left click when you hit the edge, so like that. What it's going to do is it's going to stand right here, meaning that you scan the full back side aside from inside, and you also get the people in lane. You get some of market and some of CT. So my favorite scan to help out B-side attackers is to stand in this corner. You want to aim at the bottom left of this postage sign, jump and left click with your hunt, and this is going to land right here. The benefit of this scan is the ball is thick enough that if it lands here, you're actually scanned if you're inside market, but also it scans all the immediate angles, including logs, switch, and except for this one boat angle, everything else is normally cleared. You won't get the full radius though, because it only lasts around 30 meters, so it won't scan deep into lane or back of stairs, but it will get everything else that your duelists have to clear. A good retake lineup for your haunt is to stand under this lion, under its feet right here. What you want to do is aim at the left side of this building, jump and left click, and what this is going to do is it's going to land right here. The nice thing about this haunt is it scans fully stairs and close as well as some parts of market, but it does get most of side except for backside, though it does get some of the bits. So anyway, if you're playing this position and the enemies smoke you out, one way to counter it before the door closes is to stand in this corner and aim at the box and just left click. This haunt will land right outside so that you can use their own smoke against them and wallbang them through, or smoke bang them. So for attacking A, if you want a good scan using your haunt, you jump on this box, you aim in the middle of this dark leaf, and you jump left click. It lands right here, so it has a 30-meter range. It'll scan heaven, backside. It won't scan close. It will get the guy in U-Haul and check part of showers as well. So if you want to get U-Haul control as an attacker, you want to jiggle this and throw it around this dark spot. All you do is walk forward and throw your Seize. What this is going to do is it's going to land right here. And it's good because since it lands over here, they can't back into U-Haul again. They're kind of stuck in this corner and they can't peek out because most likely your team's already peeking. So in combination with the nade and the 75 decay, they can't hear you rush because they are deafened and they'll probably die from the raise nade. So if you want to help out your teammate, you just stand on this big rock, make sure someone's holding you short, and you click it on the letter A of laboratory, and it'll get this. So this seize is nice because it's going to be able to detain anyone here and take the decay for your teammate who's playing in Hooka. So a good way of controlling Hooka at the start of the round when the barriers are still up is to stand in this corner. You just aim at the leftmost panel of the solar panel in the middle, and you jump left click with your seize. The seize will drop right here and stop the person who's holding this part of Hooka from escaping. It also deafens them, so if you rush, they can't really hear you. You can follow it up with a Prowler as well if you really want to secure B. So you can jump left click with this and bring out your Prowler as you go in to help you secure Hooka. So for attacking B side, you can stand in this corner. You aim at this corner of the second sheet metal. You want to press W and jump when you left click, and this is going to land right here. The nice thing about this scan is it'll only probably get one scan and get insta destroyed, but it will spot out anyone who's here, anyone who's garden or close to Hooka. It's also tall enough that it'll see part of back sight and part of tube. You can do the same lineup with a seize. So same place, you just W jump. And this one will help out your team a lot because it'll stop this player from peeking. It'll also give the decay and they won't hear if anyone's jumping out of Hooka. You combine that with any other nade and he'll probably die because of the decay. And it's hard for this guy to rotate out because if he moves here, unless he can TP out, he's stuck. If you're in B long and you make it to this art right here, you just aim at the left side of this, jump and left click. And this is also the same scan, but for attack. So a good retake scan from elbow is you stand in this corner and you simply throw your haunt right here so that it bounces and falls on this corner. It's a good scan because especially when you're in smoke, it'll allow you to wallbang through the smoke. So a long scan, stand here, aim at the bottom right side of this perk, jump and left click. Scans a long and people pushing up and some in the lobby. So from the same position, you jump onto the concrete parts over here. You aim at the top left of this tile and you jump left click and it'll land on top of this box, which will clear most of graffiti, the whole of short, and it'll see in the site. So retake scan. For retake scan for A, stand beside this box, aim at the leftmost light bulb on this string, left click, it's gonna bounce and pop here, similar to the Sova scan. It's gonna scan graffiti and anyone on site, but it will not scan people from short.
Where are you?
Nice thing about this lineup is you can peek with it as it pops. So for mid control, from a safe position like this, all you do is you just press W and you left click against this wall. It's gonna bounce and fall here. Scan anyone who's peeking from window and early info for grass. So retake for C scan, you stand in this corner against this. You aim at this piece of wood at the height of this painting thing. Jump and left click. Lands on top of the box right there. Scans the entire site. It'll maybe not close over there, but everything else should be fine, and including the bomb itself and behind. So good scan. Okay, so you stand here. If you're attacking from arcade, you aim between this metal beam and this pink beam, and you jump left click. Lands here. The range is around 30 meters, so you'll reach there. Most of sight. You won't clear close, but you get a lot of info, especially if your team's coming up from B main. You also clear arcade as well and close from here. So attacking B is stand here, aim at this leaf intersection, jump left click, and it'll land on top of Gen. So this will scan the entire site as well as close Gen and parts of arcade. Alright, stand on green patch, aim here.
Where are you?
Land on top of Gen. Okay, this scans site and people who are close if you're retaking. Stand here, aim at the top of this middle building, left click. Boom. Scans drop, scans into A main, check sand a bit, and everyone who's not the close left corner, and 2F. Alright, so this is the thing, right? So if you want to take B long, you can use your Prowler to clear close with your team. Once it's already taken, you stand in this corner right here, and you aim right here on where this edge meets, and all you do is jump left click, and it'll land on the edge of yellow, meaning it'll scan back yellow, as well as scan all the way to here and here. Note that there is a maximum range, so this guy actually won't get scanned, but it will clear all the other angles. So your retake dart for B is to stand by this door frame, And all you want to do is aim and follow the line from this post up to this dark line. Bring out your haunt, jump left click,
Find you.
and it will land on this corner, scanning anyone who's playing close, maybe defending the bomb, as well as people up on white and this side of white and back of yellow. So like Sova, if you want to stop some early pressure from A, just aim at any of these arrows against the back wall, jump and left click. That way it'll scan close to stop the early push. And if you want anything on site, a good idea is to maybe throw your ability here so that people cannot rotate off this. So for your retake A haunt, you just stand here for the scan and you aim anywhere above this dark thing above Jen. And what it's going to do is land on top of Jen. That way it'll scan people who are under you, as well as close to Jen and everyone here within 30 meters. So for the attacking haunt for the scan on fade, you want to stand here on split on top of this box on this line. You want to aim in the middle of this first wire, jump and left click, and it will pop right here. And what this is going to do is allow you to scan part of hell, heaven, the people who play here who are your first contact for this, and then you can just nade or control site some other way. So if you're retaking B and you're on split as fade, you can stand on the right side in this wall near this door. All you have to do is press W and aim at these windows and press the left click. It lands right here, and this is a good scan because it scans close as well as backside, since you normally are more concerned about who's playing here because you can deal with the front people later. This line before the edge, you want to aim at this bar, the same line of the building and this billboard, and you want to jump left click. And this is going to land right here. So this scan will clear the close right side and the close left side, which is the most important one for your entry fraggers, as well as some of backside going into elbow. And obviously it'll scan heaven if anyone pushes out. A nice retaking arrow for A is you stay here and align the pop-up arrow that comes out when you bring out your haunt with this, especially when it's smoked. That way you can still do the lineup. If not, you can just aim at this ledge. And if you don't want to get headshot, you can do the same thing but while crouched, and all you do is left click. And this lands on top of the box like here as if you let it fly. It clears a lot of the site except for elbow, especially, and also hell. So it's very good for your team. So thank you so much for watching my video. It really helps if you guys subscribe to the channel. I only need a couple more subscribers so I get my channel name. So yeah, that's a big help. And also follow my other socials and hopefully support us during VCT. Thank you so much.